Yo, what up, everybody? I was hoping we're running the stream right now to both X, what's up, everybody, to X, and onto the Telegram. I was hoping the stream would be popping up right to the Telegram right now. So if you're in the Telegram, I'm trying to get this worked out. Um, because we did this couple months ago and it was able to go straight from the Telegram to the X, but I guess we're working on some technical difficulties. If it doesn't pop up in a few seconds, then I'll just have you guys go to the stream here on X. If you want to join us, I just posted the link here in the Telegram in the most recent post. Just give me a few minutes and I'll see if we can get it working straight to the Telegram. If you want to go and join us right now and see the stream, definitely go ahead and go straight to the X and obviously be in the chat and everything. Go ahead and go to the X link that I just posted right there. Let's see here. Give me 1 second. Yeah, it's not looking like we're getting it, huh? I'm gonna try to get this working for the Friday stream where it can go straight to the X. But just so you can join us, so we don't waste any time. This is only gonna be like a 45-minute stream anyway. Go ahead and everybody in the Telegram right now, join us in the X channel. Next week we'll have it worked out so you can just not even have to leave the Telegram channel. But for now, join us in the chat. Make sure tell me you're from the Telegram channel. Write Telegram in the chat here on X, and I'll see you guys there. Okay. What's up, everybody? Here on X, everybody joining me from the Boss Man Calls Telegram channel, wherever you're watching us from. Hope everybody's having a great day. It's been a couple weeks since I've done an individual stream like this. It has been a absolutely insane last couple weeks in crypto and NFTs too for a long time, which we'll talk about that. But first of all, hope everybody's having an amazing day. Love doing these streams all last year, 2026. I'm excited to start doing them again every Tuesday, Friday, usually earlier on in the day. Today we did it a little bit later, but it's going to be every day, every Tuesday and Friday, 11:30 a.m. PST. Have the ETH chart up here. We'll go ahead and talk about the majors, kind of where I think they're going from here. I was probably one of the only ones on the timeline. There was a good amount of people, but saying that we Sol specifically, because that's really what I've been focusing a lot on, at least on Hyperliquid and perps, was gonna go to $90 to $95. I even said $100 at one point, before potentially seeing some downside into the midterms. Well, it hit it way sooner than I even thought. I guess it's just how markets move impulsively. These long, drawn out 2 week corrections oftentimes end in huge, the big moves happen in just a few days. So exciting there. If you guys are in the Telegram channel, you saw me post the Sol long position that I took down at $72. We had 3 take profits again that were all hit last week, which has been probably the most volatile week, or the most upside filled week of this year from what I can remember, maybe since way earlier this year. But anyway, we're going to go over that. We're going to go over why Robinhood Chain, I think, could be actually the final frontier for meme coins. I think obviously Solana and ETH, there's always going to be coins on every single chain, especially ETH L1s, ETH mainnet, even Solana. But I think I've always said that L2s would be eventually where people are trading meme coins. I thought, Arbitrum, nobody really used it. Optimism, same thing. Base, there wasn't really like a meme culture that built on there. But I think Robinhood might be the one. In fact, I'm pretty sure it will be. Again, with the retail normie crowd that they already have, which I think will matter in later on next year, and a lot of other great stuff going on in the chain, that I think this could be the one that has real long term potential, right up there with Solana, and even very, very possibly surpasses Solana as the main kind of meme coin chain. We'll talk about that. I want to hear you guys' opinion in the chat always. Again, I've always loved to make these shows super interactive. Right now, you're just hearing my voice, but we are on the final steps of making these streams where you'll be able to. I'm gonna have a face cam, and all that good stuff, like a proper stream. If So excited for that. Already doxed and posted a picture of myself. You guys go check that out a couple of weeks ago. So definitely gonna do the face cams, all that good stuff later on. Probably starting this either Friday or next week. Make sure you guys are following the Telegram channel. A lot of you guys are already in it. The Boss Man Calls Telegram channel. And then later on after this, I'll be doing a Twitter space, more geared around talking about NFTs, a lot of other Web3 stuff, VFriends, other stuff in that realm. So check that out after this. But yeah, let's go ahead and start with the charts. Actually, let me go look at the chat real quick. Oh, and I'm going to do a giveaway at the end of the stream, 100 USDC from the comments of the original post here. Already have 20 people commenting. Ray Grar, what's up, Jowdell, Henry, Carlo, Wagman, everybody else. Good to see you. Good to see you. Going to be a little bit of a shorter stream this week. Not this week, today. But it'll be a good one. What up, Carl? Ansem. Yeah, we'll go over Ansem for sure. If you have any bro doxed after 2 years of saying it. I don't know about 2 years. I've been saying it for about a year, I think. No, but it's about time. I appreciate you, Crypto Carl. How's it going, bro? Who was your favorite again? Bonnie Blue. Have you been keeping up with her? Isn't she? Dude, I remember that. People are like, what the fuck are you talking about? But yeah, everybody's having a great day. Let's go over the majors really quick. Again, I've been for the last, really actually since August, I think this was an obvious, very obvious corrective coil up or corrective channel. Some people like to call them wedges and kind of traditional, chart patterns. To me, this is a very obvious corrective setup that was going to lead to upside when I saw it forming in July. But then it decided to throw an even a lower time frame correction that lasted another few weeks. But once that was over, I was again, based on these different corrective structures that we've seen, was very, very, I had a lot of conviction that we're going to see another move up to 85, 90, 95 eventually. Again, I didn't think it would play out in 2 or 3 days time. But we are here. To me, Bitcoin, I said this on a Telegram stream, if you were on that 2 days ago, that Bitcoin is, which again drives the entire rest of the market. Bitcoin, ETH, Sol, all three of them kind of drive the health of the entire market. When those three coins are falling, almost nothing is doing well. Most meme coins are slowly bleeding. Even NFTs aren't doing well, and vice versa. When the majors, Bitcoin, ETH, Sol, are hot, it creates an environment where other things can start to pop off. Other positive catalysts start to happen, right? And the reason why I say Bitcoin is at a very crucial point is because if we compare other bear markets of the past, right? I'm talking the 2021 to 2023 bear market. I guess it ended at the very end of 2022. And then the 2018 to 2020 bear market. If we look at the end of those bear markets and what signified or marked the end and kind of confirmed that those bear markets were over, were one thing is when it closed above its prior bounce high or lower high or whatever you want to call it. In 2019, that was this level here, this bounce that I had here. Once it closed above there, 10K, once it closed above there, it went to all-time highs. Same thing happened at the end of 2022. The prior bounce high here at 24K. Once it closed above that in March of 2023, it consolidated above it for another about 5 or 6 months, but then it was gone. We are now reaching that same level on Bitcoin here at 82K, where either last time it closed above this level, again, it took 5-6 months sometimes to kind of confirm it, but once it closed above that level, confirmed, bull market, went on to new all-time highs, multiples above the prior all-time high. But again, we could very well see maybe it does close above it, but this could also mark a place where we could see a reversal and another move down, which a lot of people are seeing. To me, if we look at all the prior midterms, again, midterms elections happen every 2 years. You have the presidential election, you have the midterm election 2 years after that. I think the last three or four of them all ended in around that time. Midterm years were bearish. Um, so I'm kind of open to the possibility of anything happen. Again, I've been DCAing. I've lived through two bear markets in the past. I know to not try to time every one of these things and try to buy everything at one time and time the bottom. And in fact, a DCA on the way down. Um, but with that being said, I could see a possibility a scenario where we go above 82K, 83K, um, chop around a little bit, kind of in this box that I have drawn around here, and then seeing a top, especially with everybody getting super euphoric here. So to me, in the past, I would have told you, oh, for sure, we're going to see another top here and try to predict it. To me, I'm prepared for a bull market, but I will be looking for some type of behavior that could indicate a short-term top and then that move down back into the 60s or 50s one more time. And what that would look like is what we see at most of these tops, short-term or long-term bigger tops, is some type of consolidation or sideways chop before price kind of reverses. So if we were to come into this box at around 80K or 82K, we were to chop around there, hold a high at around 85 for multiple days or even weeks, that's where I would start to say, okay, maybe we're going to get a top here. But until then, I think the charts are telling us, everything's telling us to continue to be bullish. And especially if we zoom out 6 to 12 months, 2 years from here, the next 2 years, I'm extremely bullish. I think every fundamental reason is pointing to crypto absolutely exploding in popularity in both the mainstream with people trying to speculate and gamble and people who are sports betting and playing slots and all that different stuff, as well as people in the traditional finance realm who are trading bonds and real world assets and all that different stuff. I think the blockchain is going to absolutely, transform technology in a big part of the world. And because of that, there's going to be a lot of money that flows into this speculative, different side that we're in here. So I think this next bull run, whether it's already started now, which I think we'll kind of see over the next couple months, or we get one more move down and maybe there's a move down in the 50s, 45 for all I know. I think the next few years you'd be stupid not to be bullish. And yeah, with that being said, I do love to trade perps. And I've actually recently started an account here on Hyperliquid. Let's go ahead and go to the portfolio. My screen's sharing, right? Okay, yeah, we're good. Right? Am I sharing my? Okay, was I sharing my Hyperliquid screen a second ago? Damn. Okay, you gotta tell me if I'm not sharing the right screen. I think I was on the chart the whole time, so we're good. Hyperliquid account. So obviously I've been trading on Hyperliquid now for 3 or 4 months. I was trading on Bybit for years, but recently started going mostly on Hyperliquid. I have a few other accounts that I trade on, but I decided about 2 weeks ago to start this account with $1,300 as kind of a challenge. Nothing gimmicky, no partnership involved here or anything. It's just I think I've been posting chart setups over the last few years. A lot of them, nailed a lot of chart setups on meme coins, a lot of different things, especially on the majors, but haven't really traded along with it. So I decided to start this account with, I think, let's see, account value on August 18th, which was a week ago, was at 18, but I think, let's see, 30 days. Yeah, was at 1,200 about 10 days ago, 12 days ago. But yeah, starting this account, few things. Want to show people that you can trade and make money with perps. If you're calculated, have a system, don't have to hyper gamble and risk everything to make money. And I just wanted to trade the setups that I post on X and in the Telegram. So if you guys want to follow along with this, I'll go ahead and post it on the, what's it called? I'll go ahead and post it in the comments of this. And then also I'll post my Hyperliquid link as well. Oh, that's not it. Um, Shout out to Fish. Is it the homie Fish that I've DMing? Shout out to Fish though on YouTube. If you guys also, that's a good time to plug the YouTube and TikTok again. Haven't posted on there in a little bit. Gonna get started there, especially with the face stuff. TikTok and YouTube. I think TikTok now is still Bren Trades, YouTube Bren Trades as well, and then Instagram at Bren Official. Shoot me a follow in there. Shoot me a DM. I'll shoot you guys a follow back. But yeah, Hyperliquid again. Started this account. Follow along again. Start at 1,300. I'm gonna make a post about it today, but my goal is again, since it started at 1,200 to 120K. We'll see how long that takes, but again, no rush. Just gonna trade the setups, and so far so good. Again, started the account at 1,200, and it's at about 3 or 4x, and just pretty much just off of this Sol long. How much did Sol go up? 75 to 100. So what is that? 30% move, about a 4x on the account. I'll take it. But yeah, if you want to follow along, obviously I'll be posting the setups on the Telegram, the X, and all that. But let's go ahead and finish on the majors. Right now on the lower time frames, I think we are. Let me switch. Sorry to the charts. We obviously went up, like I said, for 4 or 5 days. And then since the 22nd, we've kind of been chopping around and correcting. To me, I think we're kind of in this bigger correction. And a few things can happen here in the very short term. I would like to see it. It's in the kind of a correction. I think we might come down a little bit more. But then I think the majors will continue higher. And unless we come up to 102K, 102, fail to break that one more time, I think what's most likely to happen is all 3 majors are going to chop around for a little bit here, finish up their corrections, and then continue higher at least one more time, especially Bitcoin. I think it's going to continue to chop like this, probably continues to come down at least one more time. It doesn't have to come down to 75. It could very well do something like this, where it just comes down another few times, or maybe one time, maybe something like this, and then continues higher. But again, that 82K level at that prior, bounce high here at 82K, I'd really like to see what it does between 80 and 85. And if it just continues to crush through there and all of a sudden we're at 90K within another few weeks, at that point, the likelihood that we are entered a bull run and that we just power straight to all-time highs here are a lot higher, again, based off of historical charts. But again, we could do something like 2018, 2019 as well, where even though, as you can see here, especially on Bitcoin, it went 19K, the bear market, we bottomed out in 2019, and then Bitcoin ripped all the way to 14K, only to come down one more time, all the way down to 3K. So nothing's guaranteed. Again, this is all probabilities. That's why we have to trade the setups that we see when we're talking about perps. And then if you don't trade perps and you're just here for the long term, you're just loading up and trying to get better before the next bull run, which I think we all should be doing. You shouldn't even worry about, whether the bear market's in, the bottom's in, or it takes another 6 months. You're just here anyway. But yeah, if you're really, trading perps, you really want to get better with charts or whatever, I think that's the level we're kind of looking at. It's between 80, 85K behavior we see through there. If we push right through, bear market bottom's probably in. If we chop, hold some kind of high and low for 2 or 3 weeks, maybe even a week, we could start to see the possibility that we do push down one more time. We kind of have to see what everything happens. There is a lot of positive things happening in crypto right now. I don't know if you guys saw, I titled the stream, what's it called? Did Ivan put it in the title? No, but I put it in the Telegram. Nikhil, somebody just screenshotted and posted. I saw Nikhil from a reply that he had. Nikita, not Nikhil. What am I talking? Nikita Beer from Twitter. Obviously, he just I think resigned or moved on to another position. He said that there's gonna be a buy button soon on X. I'll read exactly what he said here. Which obviously buy button straight on tweets. He said, where is this? I posted it right here. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to find it. Damn. I know I sent it to you, Jesse. Oh, I see. Okay, or you sent it to me. Okay. Here I'll share it right here. Breaking news: X to enable trade buttons to buy and sell directly. The community note says that he casually mentions it, and it's not a for sure thing yet. But he says, "What are you talking?" He's replying to somebody else who I think's trying to blame him for something. I don't know. But he said, I literally built cache tags allowing people to add Solana and Ethereum directly to their posts with trade buttons coming soon. Obviously alluding to the fact that right now there's cache tags, which you can kind of, you put the cache tag of whatever asset. It's going to put a little chart on the bottom of your tweet. He's essentially alluding to pretty soon you'll be able to buy whatever assets straight from Twitter and straight through the tweet, kind of acting as either an exchange or kind of some kind of middleman between a Coinbase or Robinhood probably, as one of them, to directly buy on Twitter, which a lot of us has been speculating for a long time. Obviously, they've said X Money. They want it to be the everything app where you can do everything on X, stream, shop, tweet, all the different stuff. I think this is the next evolution, obviously, but it's exciting. The Clarity Act right now on Polymarket, if you go ahead and go to Polymarket, it is at about a 15%, 15% chance now that it passes. Obviously, there's a deadline coming up here before the midterm elections. 15% chance, obviously nobody's thinking it's going to happen, but I did listen to a Twitter space a couple days ago where the guy talked about he was an intern at the House of Representatives, I think he said, in college. And they do have a vote scheduled for the 15th, and he said they don't usually almost never schedule votes like that unless they know they have the votes because they don't want to get embarrassed. So he thinks there's a good chance it gets passed, which if that did happen, obviously that would be a shock to the market. And I talk about this a lot. The news that causes big reactions in the market, especially in crypto, especially we're talking about bullish reactions, happen when it shocks the market, when the market or consensus on Twitter expects one thing and then the opposite happens. So obviously, not only would this be bullish for the next few years, we want to see the Clarity Act. It's going to allow Robinhood to do a lot more with RWAs. It's going to a lot of stuff, enable a lot of good stuff. It could potentially, I think, cause a big pop in prices, especially if it was unexpected. And especially if the poly market's still at 15%, but we'll see. My whole point in saying this is there's so many positive potential catalysts, and I think if you're just paying attention outside of crypto Twitter, you're talking about with the SEC and all the BlackRock and the BlackRocks of the world and the collectible world, see where that's headed with gotchas and all these different things. I think tokenization and blockchain and NFTs and crypto are just like going to take over everything. And even if that a small amount of that money flows into meme coins and to these other coins that we like to trade or the NFT market or whatever, I think it's going to create, not only a big mania again, but something that's sustainable for years to come because there's actual people investing in technology. It's not just speculative games anymore. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on this on the stream. But, maybe if we start to hear some words about the vote, this could start to creep up here. I actually might take a small bet on this, but we'll see what happens with that. Charts, again, I think short term we're finishing up some type of correction. Could come down a little bit more, but I have a little bit of a short open here on ETH, but I am going to be looking to get long here again. Again, follow the Hyperliquid account. I'll be posting it all over X. Follow the journey from 1,200 to 120K. And let me know in the chat if you're trading perps or if you kind of focused on meme coins, whatever you're doing. But yeah, Bitcoin, ETH, Sol, I think head up in the short term, and then we will see what happens over the next few months. But 2027, 2028, I think are going to be huge years for crypto and NFTs. But yeah, BNB, same kind of thing. We actually had an entry posted in the Telegram at $606. First TP was 630, TP second TP 650, and third TP 670, and all were smashed in a matter of 3 days, which is exciting. I should have set the TPs a little bit higher, but again, BNB also in a very crucial area. We'll see what happens over the next few months. But Amazon, if y'all are stock traders, maybe you're a degenerate like me on Hyperliquid, who instead of buying physical stock like I should, I'm buying RWA versions, tokenized versions on Hyperliquid and longing them. Amazon, great setup right now. Also, I know Amazon has a huge part in AI, what they're doing in AI efforts, also in storage or whatever the AWS and I only know this from people like my good buddy Can't Stop Me Now, my editor, and then also Chris Camillo. I'm sure you guys know who that is. He's been on a lot of different big podcasts. He's on Thread Guys stream a while back, but he's really big on Amazon right now too. This guy's been, crazy story. Definitely check out what he's done. A big part of what he does over time is a little bit different now, but he's takes social trends. I think he said his first big trade is when he was like 15. He saw that Snapple, his favorite drink, was putting less drinks in the, like, they used to have 3 or 4 shelves of Snapple, and then they put it down to only one. And the guy at the store said, "Yeah, that's how it's going to be now. We're cutting down the amount of Snapple we're putting in the store." And then he found out how to short it, and then Snapple reported bad earnings, and then that was like his first trade he made money on, and he's kind of done that same kind of thing, taken 40K 20K to 80 million now. Anyway, he's really big on Amazon too. I like his thesis. So maybe if you're looking at opportunity there, I really like Amazon for the next couple months. Maybe if you're trading options, maybe like 6 months out, an expiry like 6 months out. I think this Amazon probably rips above all-time highs and outperforms a lot of other stuff. S&P 500 absolutely kind of correcting now. Oh, I wasn't showing Amazon a second ago. Sorry guys, first time back streaming in a bit, kind of rusty, but oops. Let's see. Amazon again, just real quickly. Yeah, really nice setup. We'll come back to this in a couple weeks. I think this is going to be a good one. And then S&P 500 correcting a little bit right now, but I think also continues to rip into the new year, or at least next year. And then SpaceX, even though it's $1 trillion company, I really like it. Even it might come down a little bit, kind of a little bit corrective on the lower time frames, but if it comes down one more time to 120, I think that's probably the bottom before it continues to rip higher, eventually to new all-time highs in the next few years. Let me get back to the chat. Oh, we have a lot of chats. Let me get back to this. Here from Peru. Shout out to you. Crypto Carl 22 minutes ago says, "Yeah, it's been a minute. Just been hard trenching on Sol and Robinhood. Caught a few bangers. Just need to learn how to hold longer." There we go. That's a good point, man. I think the last few years it's been a lot of, very short runners, 1 million toppers, whatever. But just like any bull market, those who buy and hold at the right time while taking profits on the way up are going to win. So how's it going for you? It's going great, man. I'm having fun for the first time in a while, especially this bull market, and I'm feeling really more bullish than ever. And me, I'm a fucking bull. It's finally going good to see things moving again. Yeah. Aloha, Bren, for Fish here on YouTube. Appreciate you, Fish. And yeah, Bonnie Blue, sure, she's pregnant. Fuck. Don't act like you don't know, dude. Does the downstairs brother you or give you more hope to prepare for a bull run? Does downside bother you? Nah, I've just been through it. And it's been a big last few weeks anyway. What's up, Pepe? Pepe signs. I wish on here it shows me your guys' ats, like not names. So like your ats could be completely different. What's your best stock pick? I like Amazon, SpaceX, Tesla. All look fucking really nice here. What do you think of Cash Cat? Yes, that's another great one. Cash Cat. I'm kind of just ranting on the majors right now, but let's go ahead and get to the Robinhood ecosystem. I have a Twitter space here in about 10 minutes, but again, we're going to be back on Friday at 11 for a longer stream. Usually we go an hour or two. But Cash Cat, another one here. Yeah, let me share my screen. One here that we posted on X. Let's see. Where are we? Where are we? Where the here no, let's just go here. But yeah, Cash Cat absolutely ripping. Um let's see. Right here, right here. But yeah. Wicked above, I think all-time highs earlier today. I think it's going to continue higher. I think Cash Cat conservatively over the next few weeks to months could go to 500 million, and then in a confirmed bull market, it is the top meme on Robinhood. We've seen what happens to these quote unquote top memes of the chains. It's the same thing in collecting, right? You're talking about in baseball cards or anything. It's the original coin, the OG of whatever it is that usually, is the most valuable or the, dominant or looked at as the Bitcoin of whatever chain. And I think Cash Cat is kind of definitively that coin. And to me, I've really had to study and learn and as much as I can over the last few weeks, but I can definitively say that I think there's a damn, I'm not even sharing the Cash Cat screen. I think there's definitively I can say that I think Robinhood has a very good shot at not only sustaining a meme coin run from people on crypto Twitter, but I think as Bitcoin goes to new all-time highs, we're inevitably going to get a push from the mainstream into crypto. And I think Robinhood itself is serious. And the chain is kind of set up to absorb a lot of the new people who are interested in blockchain and crypto. And I think L2s, like I said, there was eventually going to be some L2 that got the majority of the meme coin volume. And I think Robinhood is that one. And I'm seeing stuff like stonk brokers, which I just recently bought this PFP, switched from the mutant to this stonk broker. For those of you guys don't know, I'm sure most of you guys have seen these all over the timeline. For me, like I had Simple Farmer, the guy, the guy building stockbrokers on a space with me and my friend. He was telling us about a lot of the stuff he's doing with stockbrokers now, but I kind of stopped and didn't really pay attention to what he was doing. These stockbrokers came out, went from 0 to what I think 10 or 12 ETH, became like 2x a pudgy really quickly. And it's because I think what they're doing is what Simple Farmer calls like a really exciting experiment. Essentially, they're doing a lot of different things, but essentially they're trying to be the Y Combinator or like the incubator of the Robinhood chain, where essentially they're building themselves. Simple Farmer built something, the Stonk Launcher, which is essentially a pump fund type launcher, but has really, really fair launch dynamics with a 99% sniper bot and a lot of different things that is essentially trying to make launching a meme coin as fair as possible. Really, that's what he's trying to do on the entire chain is entirety of crypto is make crypto fair for the average person. And these stonk brokers essentially have ownership and upside in every single thing that's being built on through stockbrokers and then these different projects that they're quote unquote incubating. Essentially, for example, these stockbrokers, get a small percentage, each one gets a small percentage of the entirety of the fees generated on this stonk launcher, the launcher, right? So let's say this becomes the pump fund of Robinhood, or even the second, third, fourth biggest launcher on Robinhood, which we said like could be a big chain. And these NFTs get a small percentage of that and everything that's built on there. I think it's an experiment that a lot of other things are going to try to copy and duplicate. And really what I've learned the last few weeks, and I tweeted about it again the other day, is that like I'm starting to realize all the businesses, not just in crypto and Web3, but all over the world, are very easily going to be able to why did this not it's not showing up on my page, but are very easily going to be able to attach real business revenue, like a small percentage of their revenue, directly to the holders of a coin, a holders of their stock, a holder of their NFTs, um, directly to holders. We're already seeing it with stonk brokers, like I said, but you could see in the future, like, ABC company, whatever, they're a space, whatever company, they launch with a token or an NFT or both, and they raise 10, 20, $50 million with their NFT. But what they're doing is they attach a small amount of that revenue directly to the holders of that coin. So the holders not only can make money when they sell the coin, but also get direct revenue from the business. That's going to be possible through technology like they're using that stockbrokers is doing with Simple Farmers. So obviously these NFTs are expensive. I bought mine for 5 ETH. They're gonna come out with a secondary collection so more people can be involved. But I would be paying attention to what their Simple Farmer and what these guys are doing, because I think it's gonna be great for the entirety of crypto. And again, make crypto more usable, more fun, more fair for everybody. And I think this guy's a fucking beast. Like, there's like a few strong like builders I really believe in crypto that I think are just like proven operators, like Gary Vee here I talk about, others in the space, and I think Simple Farmers is one of them. He's a fucking beast. Yeah. And real quickly, yeah, I'm not gonna go too much into it again. I only have a few minutes, but essentially the way these work too is all the stuff attached to this Anvil AMM that they have called, which essentially connects directly the NFT and coin directly. Obviously, Pudgy Penguins has their NFT and there's Pudgy Coin, but there's no direct link to the NFT and the coin. They're two separate assets, right? This AMM that they've built here with stockbrokers, each coin is directly pegged, or each NFT is directly pegged to the coin. So you can at any time sell, you can exchange any NFT in the collection direct for a certain amount of the coin, right? Which pegs the NFT and the coin together. If the coin goes up, that brings up the value of the NFT and vice versa. Um, and yeah, I think this stuff is fascinating. I'll talk more about it on other streams. But if you're listening to this and you're trying to really tap into an ecosystem that I think is uh, underrated, is going to have a lot more attention on it in 3, 6, 12 months from now than it does now. I think Stonk Brokers ecosystem, and then Unvault is another one, which is kind of partnered with stockbrokers as well, but they're doing another thing with NFTs, which are making them omni-chain. Essentially, NFTs can unvault, and essentially their project can be spread to every single chain, giving it liquidity on every single one of these chains. They're going to launch a project called Genesis Bugs. But anyway, check out these two projects if you're trying to tap into some strong communities. But right now, I'm going to run. Right now, I'm going to run that giveaway here in about 2 minutes, and then I'll post it. Here, let me just do it right now. And again, quick stream, just 45 minute stream. But again, we'll be here back Friday. What is a twit pick? We'll be back. What is it? Tweet picker. Tuesdays and Fridays at, again, 11:30 a.m. PST. Today we just did it a little bit later. Let's go ahead and pick the winner of that 100 USDC giveaway from the comments to the stream. Appreciate you guys for being here. Can't. What? Let's try that again. Okay, winner is Carlo AMS. Shout out to Carlo AMS. I appreciate you for being here, brother. Thank you for being on the stream. Appreciate everybody else for being here. Make sure, if you aren't already, follow the Boss Man Calls Telegram channel in the bio. And then see you on the next stream, Friday, 11:30 a.m. PST. Again, I think Bitcoin in the next few days could head lower in the meantime, but I think we're going to continue higher. In the short term, we'll see what happens around 82K. But yeah, next few years, super bullish. A lot of exciting things going to happen. I think Robinhood Chain going to be where a lot of meme coin volume continues to happen. I think we didn't really go over too much, but Cash Cat already pumping, but looks good. I really like Tendies here. It really hasn't taken off too much. Actually, it's down a bit today. Oh, it did move pretty hard actually last week. Tendies looks pretty good here still. Coin. How many M's is in that bitch? You know what I'm talking about? Can't stop me now. I'm tripping. Thinking Cat. I think this looks really good. I was looking at this before the stream. Almost at all-time highs. You obviously be careful when something's at all-time highs, but I think this probably, even if it chops down a bit, it's going to continue higher. I think a lot of these Robinhood coins, the obvious ones, the Tendies, the Cash Cat, you know, you always want to be careful not to buy stuff at all-time highs. But if you're talking the next 3, 6, 9, 12 months, I think a lot of these are a lot higher. Tendies especially, not even above 20 million yet. I think this is easily a future 100 million coin. Could be higher, but Cash Cat even. One more I'll leave with you that I think is has a lot of upside is Stockbroker coin. Like I said, the coin, at least with Stockbroker and the NFTs, are directly correlated. So at any time, people can sell their Stockbroker NFT directly into this AMM that they have for 66,666 Stockbroker coin. So as the NFTs move higher, the coin becomes more valuable and vice versa because there is a 1-to-1 correlation in peg. The coin going up directly helps the NFTs pump and vice versa. Like Pudgy coin, Pengu, going up is not directly tied to the coin or to the NFT. Obviously, it's good for the NFT. There's more people in the ecosystem that have money. But in this way, I think this Anvil AMM, for the first time, they're directly pegged to each other, right? In short, I'll leave you with this. I think this is a very good opportunity. To me, I think Stockbroker is doing a lot of stuff that is extremely underrated and I don't know. I'm just really believing Robinhood Chain and Stockbrokers creating a lot of infrastructure for that chain. And in that time, I think Stockbrokers NFTs are very underrated. The coin at 24 million. I mean, I think this easily goes back to all-time highs. Conservatively, $100 million coin. And then where I think Stockbrokers are going, I think it's $1 billion coin someday. I know that's crazy, 40x from here. But, you know, just first target of 100 million, I think this one's a no-brainer. They're going to continue to burn this. Every time people upgrade, do certain stuff in the ecosystem, they have to buy the coin and burn it. So I'm bullish. I'm buying a bunch of this myself. Stockbroker might be one you want to pay attention to. But with that, guys, I got to go to run to a Twitter space. Definitely check us out right now. We talking a lot about NFTs, V-Friends, but also just Web3 in general. We'd love to hear from you. You know, if you're sitting on the stream, you want to come say what's up through voice or just participate in the chat, make sure to join us right now on X, right on this link right here. So hope you have a great rest of your day. See you on Friday, 11:30 a.m. PST, and be more bullish. I'll talk